One moment, you guys. Lewis, you're going to be bad for mommy? Hello. We are live everywhere. Welcome. Welcome on this beautiful day. Welcome, my new TikTok family. Hit the follow button. Welcome on this new beautiful day. I think the sun is going to block. TikTok, you're not going to get the best view. But I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Are we live on YouTube? We are. Okay. How are you guys doing? Let me back up here for all of you. Hey, Stephanie. Oh my gosh, you're going to love this, Stephanie, because I'm going to work out. I want to share with all of you, I'm in actually boots and just a workout outfit, if you can tell. How are you guys doing? I'm going to take the boots off in a second. But what I really want to do is I want to share with all of you what I do every morning. I hear my dog getting into something horrible behind me. Okay, he's digging a hole in the corner, but what's new, right? If he comes down with a snake in his mouth or a tarantula, we'll deal with it then. So I wanted to share with all of you what I do in the really early morning hours before anyone's awake, neighbors, when the coyotes are still out, when the bobcats are still out, before anyone gets up, when it's usually still dark out, what I do out here on the patio. Usually I come out and let the dogs out around 4 a.m. Then I come back out around 7 or 8 and let them out a second time. But usually around 4 a.m. I take a blanket like you'll see behind me. Welcome. Tell me where you're tuning in from. Hit the heart and the thumbs up button. And I do the following movements. Now, I'm almost half a century young, and I don't expect everybody to be able to do this. And I expect many of you to think, wow, that's really easy. That's all she does. Yes, this is all I do. Now, I just had an early dinner, so my belly's a little bloated, but I have a little mini trampoline over here. And the first thing I usually do is I get on that trampoline and I bounce for 6.5 minutes. Now, why 6.5 minutes? Well, it takes six to 6.5 minutes for the lymphatic system to fully drain on a trampoline. So if you go to Andrea Cox TV and you type in trampoline Andrea Cox, you'll find at least 2 videos. I think one of them I was in San Francisco of me bouncing on a rebounder. What do you got, bud? Come here. So I really believe in draining the lymphatic system. It prevents the big C, amongst other things. The second thing I do is I do some breath with movement, like I'm going to show you here. But first, we're going to do the breath that I prefer to do, and then we'll get into the movement. So I'm going to, first of all, take my boots off. So I'm a little bit more grounded. These boots have seen better days. I've had them for like 20 years. So I'm going to take these off like so and put them over there. I hope you guys can see me. I don't know if my head's cut off or not. So the first thing I do is I start, well, let me show you the breath with movement. So the first thing I like to do is I cover one nostril and I inhale through the left nostril, and then I cover that left nostril and exhale through the right nostril. So it goes, and my mouth is shut. So now that may be different than like a yogic breathing you do, but that was taught to me by, I would call him a monk, probably 10 years ago, and it's a way to actually calm the nervous system. So again, we cover the right nostril and we breathe in through the left. Cover the left, breathe out through the right. My dog's literally in the garden. Hang on one second. Can you get out of there, please? Come on. Come on. Get out. Come on. Come on. You're being bad. Come on. Come. Come on. My dog is really bad. Okay, you guys. My dog is the baddest dog in the world. Matt, stop. What are you gonna do? Come on. Sorry about that, you guys. He's really bad today. So that's the first thing I do. Now, the second thing I do is, excuse me one moment. Enough. Sit here. Sit. Come on. Come here. He's being really, he's just, because he knows I'm doing video, he does this. Hang on one sec, you guys. Hang on. Come on. Here. Okay. Maverick has entered his crate, so we are good. So the first thing I do is the yogic breathing, and the second thing I do is some yoga poses. Now, the breathing really helps to centralize and soften the nervous system. Because we're under so much stress every single day, we've got, some of you have kids, some of you own businesses, some of you work. It's really important for us to calm the nervous system throughout the day. The second thing I do, and this is usually around 4 a.m. So you want to start with your feet about hips width apart, and you just want to really thank God for another day. Another day that we have air to breathe. Another day for life. Kind of move the ankles. Another day for breath. Maybe bend down. Grab hold of your toes. And what I generally like to do is I just take one foot and I place it on the inner part of my thigh. You can do it wherever you feel comfortable. If you feel comfortable on your calf. But I really like to focus on balance. Because no matter what is going on in your life, whether your dog is barking, your kids are driving you nuts, you know, focusing on balance is really important. It's hard for me to balance because this isn't really central. Oops. But I'm going to try to focus this a little more. So I also like to keep my feet flat and just lower myself. Make sure I'm okay. Lower myself to the ground and really kind of stretch out my back muscles. I also like to, get up on my tippy toes and do it that way. Sometimes I'll place my hands down. Balancing on the hands is really great because it takes a lot of mental focus. A lot of times also what I like to do is challenge myself. So usually I'll go up into a handstand. I'm pretty sure I'd be cut off if I did a handstand. I'm pretty tall, but I'll show you what I was doing just now again because it's actually really easy. I'm just going to put my hands flat in front of me like so. And I'm just going to lift my body up using the strength of my arms, trying not to put my legs too high up like that, but really just stretching out my back. And if you shake like I was just now, you just know that that's an area that you need more work in. Keeping the feet flat on the ground and coming as low on the ground as possible is really beneficial. And you can actually stretch out the back by using your elbows right here and pushing back like so. It'll separate the shoulder bones. So I also like to take my pointer finger and just hook my toes and just give my back a really long stretch. So I'm just going to hook my toes. Just gonna kind of do the other side so I feel, even. So the other side's always harder for me. And what I love about like doing like certain yoga poses and things like that is you can really do whatever your heart feels called to do. So you can tailor it to whatever you feel you need on that day. Now, I always went to a really good yoga studio in Encinitas, California. I went there for years, and I haven't really found a good hot yoga studio where I'm located at now, so I don't do it in a studio. So I started coming out here. I don't know. I locked myself out a few months ago and I did yoga out here to keep myself warm that night. And then I kind of thought, oh, okay, I'll just start coming out here at 4 a.m. every morning and doing this. So I do this for about 30 minutes where I jump on my rebounder for 6 minutes. And then I go into the breath with movement and then I go into yoga. And I cannot tell you how balancing and good for the body this is. I really feel like practices that use our breath with movement calm the nervous system like no other. Now, a lot of people meditate. If that is you, kudos to you. I try to meditate. I do meditate daily, but it's only for about 5 minutes, 2 to 3 times a day. I find that something that utilizes my body while utilizing my breath works much, much better for me. So I just wanted to pop on here and share this with you. I'm not sure if I'm going to go live the rest of the week. With Tasty Tuesdays, I might just put up a recipe or do a short video. But I really have been taking more time to kind of focus on my self-care and body movement, getting my steps in, going to the gym, doing yoga in the morning, getting my cardio in, drinking my water, which is a big thing I forget to do, eating better. This morning I listened to my body. My body was like no to a juice. It wanted a big bowl of pineapple with coconut yogurt instead. Welcome on Instagram. Hit the like button. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, I'm focusing more on really tuning into what my body needs instead of, Lewis is so cute right there, instead of doing what I've always done. Hang on. Want to come outside, buddy? Come on. Come on. Come on. Poor Maverick. Maverick lost his privileges, so he's in the crate for until I'm done. And no, don't message me. I don't crate my dog all the time. When I have to do something, I crate him. So yeah, here comes Lewis. Lewis gets his yoga and his sunshine in too. So, that's pretty much what I'm doing. I think 2024, it's a year of, so it's an 8 year, and 8 stands for abundance. But I think all of us are trying to figure out ways to cultivate abundance that's more mindful when it comes to our health, right? Because what happens when, I'm just going to do my little yoga pose like this while I talk to you guys. What happens when we focus on money, 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 or work, 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 or creating just for the purpose of, paying our bills? We don't feed our soul. And what I've noticed is, here's Lewis. Hi, buddy. Thanks for visiting us today. Lewis is 24, for those of you who didn't know that. And I do take care of him. Just because his face looks a mess, it's because he only gets groomed twice a year because it's really stressful for him. Anyway, so, I feel like when we focus on our health, money just flows naturally, right? So, that's what I prefer to do. Focus on the health, focus on really diving deep, introspection, realizing that, without our health, we don't have anything. And that's the way to go. That's the way to go, in my opinion. If you have any questions, please comment. Do you feel your ley line is aligned where you are? Do I feel my ley line is, okay, that's a good question. Someone asked on TikTok, do I feel my ley line is where I am? Let me explain what ley lines are. Ley lines are specific lines that, okay. Ley lines are specific lines that we live on that bring in things like health, wealth, stability, etc. So I actually live on my Saturn line. And living on your Saturn line is supposed to be the most difficult astrological line to live on. However, it's really good if you want to get disciplined. And what I'm learning living on my Saturn line, also being a Pisces, and Capricorn is in Pisces for like a few years, or Saturn has moved into Pisces. It's been the hardest year of my life, but it has taught me so much. I'm a much better person. I definitely, to answer your ley lines question, feel like living on a ley line that isn't really for your highest good is really good for structure and sticking up for yourself in situations. Let's see. Thank you so much. Answering a couple questions. Not taking guests on this live, so don't ask. So I hope you guys enjoyed this live. This was kind of like an impromptu live. I'm getting ready to go to the gym, and I thought, you know what, why not pop on here for all of you and show you my 4 a.m. routine. Now, I didn't always get up at 4 a.m. I had something that required my attention this past year, and I had to get up at 4 a.m. and deal with it every single day. And so because of that, I started getting up earlier. So to answer your question, whoever said, how long have you gotten up at 4 a.m. for? Oh, thank you so much for the subscriptions and badges on TikTok. Yes, please feel free to subscribe. So thanks, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you get to do some yoga for yourself. And now it's all about if I could say anything, focusing on really going within and really trying to distance yourself from anything that's causing you stress. For example, if you hate your job and you work every day from 9 to 5, maybe before you go into work, trying to clear your mind and picture yourself coming home and enjoying a healthy evening meal, right? Because if you can picture that in the morning, it will be your reality in the evening. If you can picture yourself getting up a little bit earlier and doing some stretching movements, even if you're in a wheelchair and you can only use your arms, doing some upper body movements. We are so blessed, a lot of us, to have our mobility. We take it for granted. We take for granted that we can walk. We take for granted that we can speak. We take for granted that we have use of both of our arms and both of our legs. A lot of people don't. And that's another thing that I find really sad. I follow quite a few Instagram influencers who are paralyzed and they get up and go to the gym every morning. And so when I log on and I see someone with no arms and legs on a treadmill, like moving themselves with one like elbow, I don't know about you, but I'm motivated to get my lazy ass to the gym. When I see, hi Lewis, mommy's here. When I see people doing really great things and they are, I don't want to say disabled because I would call it enabled, that motivates me to do really great things. So, let's quit feeling sorry for ourselves. Let's pull ourselves out of bed. Let's pull ourselves up and out of whatever woe is me state we're in. And let's start doing things. Over the past year, I've met 2 different men under the age of 47 that have both survived cancer. 2, not 1, 2. Over the past 6 months. And both of them take excellent care of their health now. And probably always did. But, I see so many people get so incredibly down by their circumstances, by their financial circumstances, by their relationships, by their job, by, one of their kids isn't doing good or whatever. And I really am trying in 2024 to be grateful to have my mobility. Like, I'm not going to the gym when I get off of here. I get to go to the gym. I get to jump up and I get to grab my jacket and my water bottle with the water that I don't want to drink. And I get to go and lift weights. I get to do that. And when you step into that mindset, everything shifts. We are so blessed. If you can speak, you can hear, you can see, you can smell, you can walk, you can speak. You are more blessed than 90% of the population. So if you have a roof over your head, if you have food in your fridge, so we really need to start taking advantage of all these blessings we've been given and stop feeling sorry for ourselves. Stop feeling like we can't do things when we really can. Because at the end of the day, we're not going to be here forever. We're not going to be here forever. We're not going to be able to have this mobility that we have today. You're never going to be as young as you are today. So start living today. Even if you're tired, I'm tired too. I get tired all the time. I wake up and some days I don't feel like doing anything. And I do listen to my body and I do slow down when I feel I need to. But 9 times out of 10, I'll get up and I'll do whatever I had planned on doing anyway. Why? Because I'm driven. Yeah, that's true. Because I am driven. But also because I know that I'll never be as young as I am today. I'll never have the voice and the power to touch people as I do today. Maybe I will, right? Seen a lot of people on the come up in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. Have you checked out Demi Moore lately, by the way? But I know that this voice holds power. And if I can encourage even one of you to get your ass off the couch and to go take a walk or to go to your local YMCA and take a swim or a yoga class, or to grab your dog and play fetch with him or her, or to go to the gym, or to, drink lemon water in the morning, or to let go of the past so you can move into what's meant for you, then by God, my purpose here on earth has been served. And I truly feel like that. I truly feel like that. When I got into natural hygiene and the holistic movement and I went vegan 26 years ago, I felt so good. I was the crazy girl in Dayton, Ohio that I said raw vegan and people thought I meant sushi. And I can remember going on the news and no one knew what raw vegan was. People knew what vegan was, but they didn't know what raw was. There was no juice bars. There were no one was doing that. And I was just like, I'm going to shine my light and tell everyone about this. If you have that light within you right now to share something you've learned through your struggle, then you need to do it. Then you're being called and you need to step into that. And how we went from yoga to this, I don't know. Maybe it's the pineapple I ate, but I hope this video helped you guys. If it did, give it a thumbs up. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm going to head to the gym and I'll see you later. Bye. Bye. And the only bad part about this is I can't see how to turn it off.